Hi Gemini, welcome to May. This is Teresa from tarotbyt.com. I'm getting ready to do your Love TarotScope for May 2018. But first I want to call in some good energy for this reading, create some sacred space. And for those of you born in May, happy birthday Gemini. Let's see. So I want to say thank you for liking and subscribing to my channel. Thank you for those who have left comments. I really enjoy reading them all. Sorry if sometimes it takes me a while to get back to the comments because I get really busy and I just don't have time, but I do read them and I do value them, so please keep them coming. And also thank you for those who have purchased a reading. I really appreciate your support. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So let's see, we have a new moon in Taurus on the 15th and a full moon in Sagittarius, which is going to affect your sign because the sun will be in Gemini. So we'll get to that later, but let's see what Geminis need to know about love and relationship. What does Gemini need to know about love and relationship? In the month of May. What does Gemini, and anything else that might be important. We don't want to leave anything out. If something's important, we want to know about it. So tell us what we need to know. What does Gemini need to know about love and relationships for the month of May? The Nine of Pentacles, the Ten of Swords, the Two of Pentacles, the Knight of Cups, the Eight of Wands, the Six of Swords, the Lovers, the Six of Wands, the Two of Swords, and the Nine of Swords. Okay, so let's see. So you have the Nine of Pentacles here at the beginning here. The Nine of Pentacles represents someone who is very independent. Usually the Nine of Pentacles represents financial security, so it's someone who is feeling okay financially, but they feel a little bit lonely. Like they want to have someone to share their life with. So if you're not in a relationship at this time, you might be feeling like that you want to change that you want to have a relationship. It's not enough to have a house over, a roof over your head. It's not enough to have money in the bank. I want to have someone to share something with. Sometimes the Nine of Pentacles, now you have the Ten of Swords crossing here, so I feel like you're ending a cycle. There's a situation going on. It could be a relationship. Maybe you've just ended a relationship. For some of you, you might be coming to the end of the line with something that you've given a lot of energy to, and you feel like, I just can't give any more energy to this. And I need to move on. I feel like I've done as much as I can do. I've gone as far as I can go, and it's time for something else. So you're ending a cycle. Maybe you've been juggling a lot. You have this Two of Pentacles here in the past, because Geminis usually have a lot of things going on, you know, a lot of irons in the fire. And you know, maybe you're working at a day job, and then you've got this other project that's like a freelance gig that, you know, or something like that for extra money, and you've just been juggling, and you're not. So you might wind up giving one of those projects up, because here, even though you're juggling a lot, and at some point you're not really happy. You're starting to question, like, am I really happy doing this work? Is this really what I want? And you may decide, no, it's not, and I need to stop putting energy toward this thing because it's not fulfilling me. And so it could be a relationship even that you were in, and it's just, you know, sometimes you could be in a relationship and still feel lonely because the person's just not there for you. So you might be thinking, like, you know, I'm in this relationship, but I still feel alone. So maybe I need to be with someone else. And you may come to the conclusion that you want to walk away from it, because I see you moving away from something that has been difficult, but I'm also seeing exciting new beginnings, because you have this Knight of Cups here. This is a recent influence. So something has recently been offered to you. It could be a new relationship with someone who's very artistic. If it's a person, the Knight of Cups can be someone very romantic, very creative, maybe a little bit immature at times, but they live in a dream world, you know. Sometimes it could be, I mean, if it's not a person, it could also be you, that maybe you're having unrealistic expectations in a relationship, maybe expecting too much from a partner. And, you know, we're just human. For some of you, you might be expecting this fantasy relationship that's just not real. And, you know, and not being happy with the current situation because it's too real. And you want some dream lover. You're looking for this dream lover. If not, then this could actually be a romantic person coming into your life that has shaken things up a little bit. For some of you who aren't dating, there could be someone coming up that will change that sense of feeling of loneliness. You know, maybe with the Nine of Pentacles, sometimes that could be an entrepreneur card where you work for yourself, or you want to work in a situation where you have greater control over the conditions. Maybe you don't want to do the 9 to 5 anymore. Maybe you want to start your own business and have more freedom. So you're ending something. And you're moving away from a difficult situation because there's new opportunities are coming up. You have this 8 of Wands here. The 8 of Wands in a relationship situation, you could have recently met someone. This could be someone that you've just met. And suddenly, you know, the feelings are getting stronger. And so you're thinking, if you're dating, for some of you who are dating someone and not in a committed relationship, you may feel like, well, maybe I need to, you may want to move away from a current relationship and move on to someone new. For others who haven't been in a relationship, it could be just a new love coming up. Because the 8 of Wands is something that's happening really quickly. Something like where feelings develop quickly. Things, you might be traveling. Maybe you're meeting someone, you know, you're going on a trip that has to do with work, and you suddenly, you know, meet someone. The 6 of Swords is also moving away from difficulty, moving toward greater harmony. Sometimes that involves a change of residence. Excuse me. And whatever this, you're having a lot of mental stress over this decision because you're having to make a choice. You have this Lovers card here. And with the Lovers, you're trying to decide between two paths. Do I stay in my current situation, or do I move on to this new situation? Because there are going to be new opportunities coming up in May. You're going to actually see some success because you have the 6 of Wands here. Whatever you're doing, you're being valued and recognized at work. This is the card of the rock star, or the person who is seen as good at what they're doing. So you're seen as very capable and very good at what you do. So you could have some career success in May. But, and there could be some choices connected with that. Maybe there's a new job opportunity that's going to take you out of a rut, because the 10 of Swords, I mean, when you get the 10 of Swords in a reading, it usually means you're at the end of the line somewhere. So if you've been trying to hold on and trying to make something work, and you just don't want to give up, you just don't want to quit, you've reached the end of the line by May, where you have to let go. You have to just say, you know, I can't keep beating my head against a brick wall. You know, I have to do something different. I can't keep doing the same thing and keep throwing my energy out there and not seeing results. So there's going to be some new opportunity or new offer. If it's not a love offer, it could be a career opportunity. If it's not a new relationship where someone is making some type of proposal to you, because this Knight is very romantic. It could be a romantic, proposal. You know, like someone may want to get together with you and start dating you, or someone may tell you that how much they care about you, and it may take the relationship in a different direction. Maybe you're just friends with someone and now all of a sudden there's like a love thing going on. Or it could just be a new creative project that offers you excitement, that comes up out of the blue, and offers you recognition, and it may even involve moving out of your current situation, changing location, changing where you live. So you're going to have a major decision to make with the Lovers. Do I stay in this job, or do I accept this new opportunity? Do I stay in this love relationship that I'm in now? Do I move on with someone new? Because whatever you decide, it's going to be a final decision with the Lovers. You can't go back. So you have to really know what you want and really know what it is that you're looking for. But with these 2 sixes in the future, I feel that you are moving toward greater harmony. You're moving away from something that has caused you a lot of mental stress. Because look, you have all these swords here. The 2 of Swords, the 9 of Swords. This is like a situation where you're sitting up at night thinking, like, what do I do? What do I do? And you're imagining all these crazy things that might go wrong. And it's stopping you. Like, you're on the fence here with the 2 of Swords. A part of you wants to accept this new opportunity, wants to accept this new love, but a part of you is afraid to. Like, you're imagining all the possible things that could possibly go wrong, and the mental stress is causing you to lose sleep, and it may even be affecting your health if you let it go on. So you have to stop worrying. And maybe you need to have an honest conversation. When the 2 of Swords comes up, it usually means that you have to drop your guard, and you have to reach out to someone, and you have to talk to them. So if you've had a falling out with someone, and you're waiting for them to contact you, maybe, one of you has to break the ice and contact the person. And once you have that communication, you will have a sense of relief. Because the 9 of Swords here, a lot of what you're worried about may be all in your mind. And once you have that conversation, you may see that there was nothing really to worry about, that everything's okay. So have that conversation in May. And that way, and that'll help you to make your decision of what you want to do, whether you want to stay or go. Because you are valued with the 6 of Wands here. You are valued. And maybe you just can't keep juggling. You have to make a choice. I only have so much energy. And, if I spread myself too thin, I'm not going to get anywhere. I'm just going to get sick. So choose what's really important to you. Choose what's going to give you the most joy, what's going to bring you fulfillment on a personal level, and let go of all that other stuff, all those distractions that are just taking you away from what you really need to do. So let's look at the astrology. You've got this new moon happening in your 12th house, which is the house of, some astrologers say it's the house of hidden enemies. It's whatever's in the 12th house is hidden. And yes, it could be hidden enemies. That's like the old astrology, but more likely it's how we sabotage ourselves. Hidden, our blind spots. There are things about ourselves that we don't see, and that cause problems in our lives because we don't see them. We may be upsetting people and we're not aware of it, but no one's going to tell you, like, oh, you're too critical, or you're too judgmental, or you're too whatever. So whatever your fears are, whatever your blockages are, this new moon in Taurus can help you have a new beginning. It can help you overcome any kind of psychological block. Because it's supported by Mars and Pluto. And Pluto is the planet of transformation. So it's time for you to let go of your fears and transform. Get out of that worrywart stage and step into your power. Pluto wants you to change in a powerful way. And Mars is giving you the energy to do it. Mars is activating that need for change. And those guys are in your 8th house. Oh, so it's a house, that's the house of intimacy. That's interesting. Intimacy, and also it's another house of, where our demons reside, So you're really confronting the darkness within in May so that you can release it and be transformed. Maybe you have a fear of intimacy. Maybe you're afraid to get too close to someone, and that's affecting your relationship. So you have to drop your guard. If you want to have that relationship that you've always wanted, you have to not be afraid of intimacy. You can't just skim the surface. You have to go deeper. Pluto is challenging you to go deeper. Release your fears, release your anger, release whatever it is that's holding you back. And maybe look at that if it involves counseling. Maybe you need to go. It would be a good time when the 12th and the 8th house are activated astrologically. It's a good time to go for counseling and get at those blockages. What's holding me back? How can I overcome that? You have Jupiter in the 6th. This is perfect. Jupiter is bringing you luck in an employment situation, but it's also, the 6th house has to do with service and health. So you might be overdoing it a little bit. You might be working too hard and you're neglecting your health. So you need to slow down and, give yourself time. Take time out for yourself also. And Neptune's in the 10th. That can sometimes be confusion in your career. So if you're not involved for some of you who are involved in a career where you're helping others or you're doing some type of art project, because Neptune rules art, music, dance, theater, photography, writing, creative writing. If you're doing that, that's great for Neptune. Even psychic ability, healing ability, if you're doing something that's like helping others, healing others. But if you're not in that kind of work, it can bring confusion to your life path. Like you're not sure where you want to go. Where do I put my energy? I'm not sure. I don't know what I want to do. Mars, also in the 8th, is telling you. I really think that with these two houses being activated, Mars sometimes in the 8th house can bring up expenses. Mars is sometimes the planet of surgery, so you may be worried about some medical expenses. Maybe you need to have some kind of operation, you don't have the money for it, or you're wondering how that's all gonna play out. But it would be a good time to really get control of your mind and deal with the unconscious things that need to come to the surface so that you can deal with them and release them. And Mars also can be like it doesn't have to be literal surgery. It can mean like cutting away what's no longer serving you, cutting away whatever's blocking you. And that could be fears, it could be anything that you've kept swept under the rug that you haven't been willing to deal with. Now is a good time to have this new beginning where you confront those things and you bring them out in the open, and so that they can work for you. The energy can work for you instead of against you. Because most of the time, we are our worst enemy. There are no hidden enemies. It's our own fears and our own blind spots that work against us. And that's what you want to uncover in the month of May. Now you have the full moon is happening in your 7th and 1st houses. So there is some relationship situation coming to a head at the full moon in Sag. You're going to be thinking about either, it's a culmination, and some things may come to the surface with the full moon. So you might be either coming to a completion in a relationship where you're ending it and moving on, or you're moving a relationship to the next level where you decide to commit. The North Node is in your 3rd house. It's in Leo. So communication is going to be really important for you in May. You really need to talk it out with people that are close to you. And Mars will be in the 9th house. So that's encouraging you to get some more training. Maybe you need to go back to school. Maybe you need to broaden your thinking in some situation. Learn new skills. Connect with people. Change your beliefs about something. Don't be rigid in your beliefs. Be more open to other concepts, other ideas. You have Venus and Saturn in your 2nd and 8th house. Venus is in your 2nd, Saturn's in your 8th. So you might be having some financial issues in May, at the end of May with this full moon. So you have to come up with some kind of plan. You may have to create a new budget when you have Saturn, because Venus is money. And in your 2nd house, usually it brings in money. But with Saturn in your 8th, you may feel like you're blocked. Like, okay, I'm making money, but I'm making it and I'm sending it out at the same time. Or maybe I need to have a more realistic... Saturn in your 8th house means I have to have more realistic view. What are my resources? You may not be able to go to your friends and family for money. You may have to figure it out yourself. Come up with a new plan on how to bring more love and bring more financial support into your life. Because maybe other people around you don't have the cash. So if you're faced with some kind of dilemma around money at the end of the month, you may have to be creative in how you solve that problem. And with Venus in the 2nd, it really is about, Venus is about self-worth. It's loving yourself, and you attract. It's like attracts like. So if you don't think you have any value, you're not going to attract value. You're not going to attract money. What am I worth? Am I getting paid enough with what I'm worth at my job? If you feel like you're not getting paid enough, maybe it's time to look for a different job. When you start valuing yourself, then you're going to start coming up with creative solutions to solve those problems. Because you are talented. You have the Six of Wands here. So you are going to be making some decisions in May. Some major decisions where you might have to end something that's just not working and move on to something better. Move on to something that's bringing you the money that you need, the love that you need, and stop wasting your energy on things that don't matter. Stop juggling. If there's too many things, you've got too many projects going on, let go of some of them so that you'll have energy for the things that really count. So that's what my forecast for May for you, Gemini. I hope this reading was a help to you, and I wish you don't worry so much. Communicate more. Communication is going to be really important for you in May. You really need to talk to people about how you feel, and if something's not working, let it go. Don't put energy into something that's not good for you, that's not supporting you, that doesn't value you. If you're in a relationship and you're not feeling valued, whether it's love or career, it's time to move on. It's time to end that and start to claim what you really deserve. That's the main message. So I hope this was a help to you, and if you'd like to have a private reading, just visit the link in the description box and I'll get you on the schedule and we'll be working together. And so thank you for listening, thank you for watching, and have a wonderful May, and I will talk to you again next month. Okay, bye now.